showtime! Woo! 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 Silent and profiling. Woo! It's live and in color. Woo!
Woo! Welcome to the Mafia Sports Report. I'm your host, Tommy, and we have breaking news. Well, I'm a little late to the game, I guess, because this happened early this morning. And yeah, when I woke up at around 9:30, it was all over my phone. That Cole motherfucking Beasley is back home where he belongs in Buffalo. Welcome back. Welcome back. Welcome back. Welcome back. Yeah, I don't have the greatest singing voice, but man, I don't mind singing that song for y'all because I'm happy. I am super happy for this team, for Josh Allen, especially Josh Allen. Because listen, guys, since Cole Beasley left, we've been trying to fill that spot. We thought we had it with Crowder, and we probably did. Who knows? But how this season's gone so far with injuries, unfortunately, he broke his ankle early in the season. I believe week 4, I want to say, somewhere around there. And Isaiah McKenzie, who I do like, isn't a slot receiver. These are facts, guys. He's not a terrible receiver. He's just not a starting slot in the NFL, at least not on this team, in my opinion. But I do like Isaiah McKenzie, so don't get it twisted. I just think he's more of a gadget type receiver who can be useful on this team. We know that. We've seen that. But back on Cole Beasley, I am super excited about this move. I am shocked. I'm not going to lie to you guys. I am shocked. It came up in the chat room a few times. I said there's no way. Mikey agreed. I just figured this guy was done. He retired from football for a reason. I know he went to Tampa, was on their practice squad for maybe a week or two maybe, and then he retired. So it kind of just told me, you know what, he's just probably done with the NFL in general, right? He doesn't want to play anymore. And then obviously, he asked for his release from Buffalo for a reason. Okay, and we all know what happened, right? We're all aware what happened with Cole Beasley in 2020, right? We're in 2021. Like, there's no reason to get back into all of that, but he felt a certain way and wanted his release. Okay, and Brandon Beane granted that, and it's good because I'll be honest with you, it wasn't like a Feliciano departure where Feliciano went to talking to media, doing interviews and just basically backstabbing his former teammates. Not even backstabbing, just talking shit. Whatever you want to say, just being a guy with that holds a grudge for no reason. He wasn't good enough to start, and I'm not saying John Feliciano is a bad player. He's in the NFL for a reason. Every player that made it to the NFL has talent, right? But doesn't mean you're a starter. I mean, it doesn't mean you're going to make the team. You're there, but it is what it is. But anyways, moving forward, I didn't feel like Cole Beasley left a bad mark when he left. He just said, "Hey, I want to go," and it is what it is. And Brandon Beane obliged, and maybe it was best at that time. But here we are today, and the Buffalo Bills and especially Josh Allen, and this offense, they need Cole Beasley. They need Cole Beasley bad. We went out and picked John Brown back up. Now, will John Brown contribute to this offense? I believe he has one more time we can call him up, and he's officially on the 53. We did release Marquez Stevenson, guys, by the way. It is very possible we wind up picking him right back up when they bring Cole Beasley up to the 53. I'm just throwing that out there. I could definitely see that happening. So don't give up yet on Stevenson. He could be back again. I feel bad for that kid, by the way. He's like been released now like multiple times. But yeah, I don't know about John Brown in this offense. I'll be honest with you guys. I like the dude, and he does have a connection with Josh. Obviously, you guys saw what he did in 2019. 2020 was a little bit of a rough year with injuries and stuff like that. But Cole Beasley, he never dropped off. He was a solid player when he was here the 2 years in Buffalo. Very solid player. Sorry, 3 years. Because he arrived in 2019. Solid player. So listen, Cole Beasley can definitely come in. I could see him being activated this weekend. I really can. Because it's not like this offense has changed much. With Dorsey taking over. It's the play calling is very similar to Brian Daboll's. Very similar to Brian Daboll's. So, and he already has a connection with Josh, and he already knows his teammates very well. So it's not like he's coming into a place where he's unfamiliar with what the quarterback likes to do, what his teammates like to do, right? The offensive line, like he knows all this team. He knows the running backs, right? He knows the receivers. He knows the tight end. Like he's very familiar with his team. He knows Ken Dorsey because Ken Dorsey was here since 2019. So it's not like he's coming in here and having to learn a whole new system. Now, I know the playbook's tweaked up a little bit, right? Obviously, it's not all Daboll's playbook, right? But I don't think he's going to have a tough time coming in and adjusting to whatever changes were made to the playbook. So I expect him. I expect him to play this Saturday. I really do. The only way he doesn't play is if they don't feel like he's in football shape yet, meaning NFL shape. I'm sure he's in shape. Obviously, they wouldn't have signed him already to the practice squad, but unless he's just really he's just not ready yet. I can't see it not happening because listen, John Brown, who I didn't think was going to play that Sunday, he played right away. John Brown came in and played right away. So I expect the same thing from Cole Beasley at home, right? Against the Dolphins Saturday night. Why not bring Cole Beasley back? Why not activate him for that game? Because it's a home game. The crowd's going to be popping. You're going against the Dolphins, a very important game to win. Very important. All these games are important, but this game is important. You want to put a stamp on that East, right? You want to say we are the beast of the East. And with Cole Beasley coming to town, the crowd is going to be lit. I mean, they're already lit. But man, guys, listen. Here's the problem. Here's what's been happening throughout the year. And I said it earlier when I started. Was Josh Allen has always had a security blanket, and that security blanket was Cole Beasley. Okay. When plays broke down, there was one guy he always trusted. That was Cole Beasley. It seems like going into this season, when plays break down, that's where Josh finds himself in a little bit of trouble because he doesn't have a reliable guy that he actually relies on, right? That has the same connection, right? Because that's what it's all about. And he doesn't have that. And maybe Shakir in the future will get there, right? But right now there's nobody there for him, and you're kind of seeing it when he's looking through his reads and he just doesn't feel comfortable, or he doesn't see a guy open, or a guy's not even getting open for him. And Cole Beasley never had that issue. Cole Beasley was always open. And whenever there was a third down to be made, it was usually Cole Beasley that we knew was going to get the rock. And The only knock I ever had on Cole Beasley was the yak. But honestly, guys, that's okay. If he picks up a first down, if he's there for Josh, moving the chains, I'm cool with it. I'm cool with it because right now we need that. Right now, that's where we're struggling, guys. Right, third downs are atrocious right now, and finding guys receivers open is a problem right now, except for Stephon Diggs. Okay, we all know that. That's why I never bring his name up because he's the most reliable receiver we have, and he's dynamic, and he's a top 5 receiver in my opinion. But everybody else, including Gabe Davis, has been shaky this season. Let's be real here, guys. We all thought Gabe Davis would have this turnaround, third season where Gabe Davis is going to have a breakout season, especially what he did in the playoffs against the Chiefs. And he's just hit or miss, man. He's hit or miss, and it's more miss than hit. And it sucks because I really thought that Gabe Davis was going to take that's next step, that huge step forward, really, this season. And he is not. He is not. If anything, he's taken a step back, in my opinion. And could it be because of the ankle injury early on in the season? Maybe. But I don't know. I don't want to sit here and give him that excuse because he's dropping passes. He's not running the right routes. It seems like he's not even toe dragging right lately. Maybe that is the ankle. I don't know, but he's just not. Something's not right with Gabe Davis. I'm going to be honest with you. If it's mental, physical, both. Either way, he's not. He is not helping this team right now when we need it the most. And Isaiah McKenzie, like I said before, he's not a true slot. He's not. He was a practice squad player for the Broncos for a reason. We picked him up. We signed him short term every year, it seems like, for a reason. But he's a good player as far as a gadget guy. He has speed. Those are the things we can utilize him for. The motions, the jet sweeps. I like that part of Isaiah McKenzie's game. The other parts I don't, and clearly it's not working. And then you got Shakir. And Shakir, I think he's going to be good, but it's going to take some time for him to earn trust from Josh Allen, to earn trust from Ken Dorsey, right? He's still, you could see his rookie growing pains. And it wasn't like he was a first round pick, guys. We know where we drafted him, what round. So it's going to take a little bit, right? And then you got Dawson Knox, who's struggling this year. And maybe that's because of scheme. Maybe that's a little bit of everything, right? His brother passed away. He had some injuries he's dealing with. We're using him to block a lot more because the offensive line has been putrid, terrible, awful. I mean, really bad. And unfortunately, we're having to use our tight ends to help out Josh and give him time to pass. But it sucks because we are missing a reliable, good option to throw to. But when he's had his chances, I will say a few times or more than a few times, he's dropped the ball. And listen, you cannot drop passes. You can't. That was the knock on Dawson Knox for his first few seasons here. And then he actually had a good season in 2021, but you can't be dropping passes. And it seemed like last week, especially against the Jets, there was drop passes all over. And that's one thing Cole Beasley does not do. He's very reliable with his hands. And trust me, Josh knows this. So thank God. I am super happy about the signing. I know it's not OBJ. And listen, I'm still cool with OBJ if they feel he's ready for the playoffs. I have no problem with bringing him in either. I don't care at this point. We're in winning mode. And this is a winning football team. But if we don't get OBJ, it's cool too. I am super happy with Cole Beasley. And hey, even John Brown, you know what I mean? But I would kind of pump the brakes a little bit on John Brown, what he's going to do. But it's cool to have him back, even in the locker room. But the addition of Cole Beasley, guys, is absolutely huge for this team, for Josh Allen. And I couldn't be more happier. Honestly, I couldn't. We talked about this, like I said, last week. We did a podcast with Joe Miller, and we brung it up. We brung up Cole Beasley and, you know, how important he was to this offense. And like I said, guys, I really didn't see this happening. I didn't, you know, and I'm shocked. I am shocked. I am shocked, and I'm happy, and I can't wait to see him on a football field because it's something that we've been missing all season long. And man, yeah, that's all I got to say, man. So welcome back, Cole Beasley. Bills Mafia, man. Let's do this. Bills Mafia, you know you're number one. And go Bills. I'm out. Peace.